Yeah, that's right, man. 45%. Or wait, what's that one song? You ever hear that song by shit? It's 10% luck. And I can't even sing it. Ah,
Yeah,
by Mike Shinoda.
I know what you're talking about.
5%, 50% concentrated power of will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a rapper, dude.
100% name or
Be
what? Be your
yeah,
name.
remember
Yeah,
the name.
remember the name.
Remember that's
Yeah,
the name of the
yeah.
song.
Yep,
Remember the song.
that's a good one. You know what song I really like right now is "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Fall Out Boy. Man, they redid that awesome.
Really? I haven't heard that yet.
You haven't heard that yet?
No,
Oh, it's all over the radio. I
no shit.
listen to the radio in the morning on the way to work,
Yeah.
obviously,
I,
but I only listen to it because of the trivia question thing that they do in the morning.
oh, so you can win.
Well, I win to myself. I don't win.
You don't call in?
No, because my mind won't work when I need it to.
Do our Good morning. You're on the air with Stevie B. How you doing, Derek?
Yeah, that's not gonna work. See,
That's
my
not gonna.
brain's already shut off.
You already stopped.
Yep,
Click.
yep, yep. I'm
Call back.
drooling and everything. It's like,
Yeah. I used to call in to the Rock 96.3 when it was the Rock here.
oh
And I
yeah,
would call in at lunchtime and request songs. And then they had like a text line where you could text in. And it was cool, man. I used to do that all the time.
that's awesome. Yeah, I
Hell
never
yeah.
called into a radio station.
No?
No,
No? Yeah. So,
but yeah, listen to that Follow Boy. That's
I
good.
will. I'll check it out, man. I've been just on that Morgan Wallen kick, dude. Just,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
really digging him. He's got some good jams. Not even, I like to listen to the whole album because sometimes there's really great songs that aren't, the hits per se that get put on the radio.
right.
He's got a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
But, I got some emails finally because we're both collectors,
yeah.
right? And I'm assuming you pre-order as well.
Oh yeah, yep.
So do I. And sometimes I do it months out because I've noticed that for one, you can get it cheaper, and two, sometimes you're SOL if you don't jump on board right away, and then
Yep.
it's really hard getting certain pieces, except especially from the Star Wars side of things,
Right.
right?
I know for games, it's like sometimes the pre-order is the only time you can get it until it goes on the shelf. But if you pre-order, especially through Nintendo, they'll send you like little tchotchke things,
Yeah,
pins or whatever.
yeah.
So like sometimes it pays to pre-order because you just get a little extra with it, or you get like the exclusive cover of a
Packaging or what
yep,
have you.
yep,
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. That's
exclusive artwork,
I
whatever.
like that stuff because it adds a little bit to it, and plus, as a collector, it makes the value. Sometimes I know I had pre-ordered the Lego Star Wars, the Complete Saga collection, and it came with a little Lego figure of Luke. That's the only way you can get that, and it
Hmm.
was actually going for quite a bit of money at one point. I haven't checked in a long time, but I still have mine. I didn't open it. I kind of keep all that stuff together because it's just cool,
Yeah.
right? So I
And
got
you
some.
said you played with some of your stuff too, right? Like you take
Oh
them
yeah,
out and display them and
oh
everything.
yeah, a lot of stuff. I was real skeptical at first with the Black Series figures because they're very scarce now. They don't mass produce them like they used to with figures.
Sure.
So at first I just kept them in the box. And then one day I'm like, I want to open these things and check them out and like display them. So I wanted to display them on my bookshelf, which that's what I'm doing. If you can see behind me,
Yeah.
you know, if you can hear me all through there and I'm very careful with them and I kept the boxes in good shape too. Obviously I keep the boxes.
Sure.
I would assume,
Yeah. Don't throw them out. Yeah.
no, absolutely not. So I opened them up real nice and they made them so you can kind of do that, which is really cool. Like you can
Hmm.
open them nicely, the box stays in good shape, and then I just put the boxes in a bin and pack them away. But I've been waiting on a new figure for the Black Series, and it's Luke Skywalker and Grogu from the Book of Boba Fett. And I finally got the confirmation that it's finally in. It's gonna shit. It's on its way. I was hoping to have it here today, but I don't yet. Um,
Oh, that would have been cool. I would
but
love to see it.
I'm pretty pumped for it. Honestly, I'm pretty stoked. And the company that I use, it's big. What is it? Big Boy Toys or Big Bad Toys? and they do a great job with packaging, shipping the stuff out because I've pre-ordered from them before and ordered a few things.
Sure.
And the way that they package it in the box is amazing. Like they put bubble wrap around the box inside of another box. It's really great. So it doesn't get damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I mean, when I order, it's like through GameStop, through Best Buy, through Target, through Walmart, wherever, there's exclusive places that will only have a specific game. So sometimes I'll order 2 on purpose just in case one of them gets shipped and gets banged up,
Yeah.
knocks an edge or whatever. You wanna keep them in the best shape. Usually the new stuff I keep sealed for the most part, and if I wanna play it, I will either buy a second copy of just the base model of the copy, or I'll
Right.
just get the digital, which I'm not a fan of the digital, but if I have a hard copy of it, the digital, I'll get that so I can play it.
Well, you mentioned the digital. Now, what's your thoughts on that? See, I'm not a fan of digital. I like to
I don't like it.
own, I like to touch, I like to
Mhm.
have.
Yeah. No, I like having a hard copy for sure.
And it
Um,
seems like they're kind of going away from hard copies a lot.
well, you see it with the PlayStation and the Xbox making, like, digital only versions of the console,
Yeah, I know.
you know? So it's like, what happens when the internet goes down for a day, whatever it is? You can't play any of your shit. You
No,
know what I mean?
I know.
Like, and games that are just online only, like Diablo 4, I'm playing that hard right now. And it's an online only game. You can't play it unless you're connected to the internet. You have to, like, log in to Battle.net in order to play it. So, if the internet don't work, power's out, like, the internet power, whatever, you just can't play the game.
Yeah, that's party foul,
And
man.
if servers ever go down for whatever reason, which they do,
Yeah.
they can just shut it right down. And I think actually for Diablo 2, they made the resurrection.
Yes.
I don't think you can play it right now. I think they shut that right down.
Really?
I think so.
No shit.
I could be wrong, but I was reading in someone on a somewhere. I don't
On a
remember what it was
forum?
for, but in order to they wanted people to buy Diablo 4, so they just shut 2 down. Said, "Yeah, go buy that."
I don't that's crazy.
Which
I
is a
had
dick move because what if you liked
yeah,
playing it?
I love Diablo 2. I played the shit out of that when it first came. For
If you
years I
like
played
that
it.
one, you're gonna like 4, for
And
real.
I had pre-ordered or not pre-ordered. I got the digital copy on my Switch when it first came out and it was terrible. The servers were down like constantly they were having and I understand when you first launch a game you got issues, right? There's bugs, but I mean it was bad where I contacted Nintendo and Blizzard and got my money back.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like I'm a fan. I'm super excited for this and it's a shit that I can't play it.
Right.
So they refunded me.
Wow.
And yeah, but now I have it on the PC, but I haven't played it in a while, so I don't know if the servers are down.
Yeah, I'd be curious if it still works because I mean, I have it on my PlayStation. Not sure if it works yet because I've been playing 4. 4
Yeah,
is, like,
I heard it's
good.
good. You've
Oh,
told me
it's
and a
good.
few other friends are like, "You need to get it, dude." And I'm like, "Ah, I don't really have the time."
Yeah, I really like it. Um,
I'd like to give it a shot because I mean it
yeah,
does look good. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the trailers and like the pre stuff and watched people talk about it during the beta trials and all that. And it looked good.
it's really good. I really, really thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm a character building, RPG type of person anyways. Like, I could sit and build on a character for I if they just gave me all the stats without having to play the game, just give me all the stats, all the, like, skill points and XP and everything, and just max my dude out, I will sit and build different
Builds.
builds of
Yeah,
character over and over and
I
over
love
just
that.
to find what I like.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
why I love Diablo 2 so much.
yeah, and oh man, dude, this one's very expansive.
Hmm. Well, that's
There's a
good.
lot to it.
Well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll have to
Yeah,
check it out, man.
yeah.
I mean, you keep telling me about it, and it
Well,
does
you
sound
gotta
exciting.
finish Final Fantasy VII
Yeah,
Remake
I know.
first.
I know.
You
I
can't
know.
start another game if you're not done with one yet. That's a rule.
Yeah. Well, that's hard to do, man. Just
I know.
saying, that's
That's
hard
a
to
big
do.
game. That's a big game
It
too.
is. I just got to Aerith. So
Okay.
I got there and that's where I'm kind of at. I love it. The story's great. Like I said, I'm a fan of it. Final Fantasy 7 has been my top game forever. I played the shit out of it. You know, I played it so much that I didn't even have a memory card when I first got it on PlayStation 1. And I used to have to keep restarting over. So I was like a
Oh
pro.
man.
Dude, it sucked. Because I mean, think about it. Back then, memory cards weren't cheap,
No. Well, they
right?
were as much as a game, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, do I want a memory card? Do I want another game? I want another game.
Yeah. Well, you're right.
That's what it was.
That's what it was, man.
You had to wait
Because
for
it
a
was
birthday to get it to get the extra,
so that game I hold dear to my heart. And it is amazing. The remake, I'm loving it. It's beautifully done. I'm just enjoying the story. I know
Yeah.
they changed a lot of the gameplay in different styles and stuff. You know, I'm a classic player. I'm not a real time. I can't do it. I'm not the real time live action type of stuff. I can't do that.
Okay.
I'm just not that good anymore.
Your hand-eye coordination
Yeah.
doesn't match up.
No. Well, I just kind of faded, you know, like PS2 was like the last true system I really got into. I didn't have a
Okay.
PS3. I didn't jump on the Xbox One. I didn't do none of that. Switch, I got the Switch, but that was more for like a family. We all can play stuff. You know, I have a few fun games that I play here and there.
Like party games and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's just good. We all, you know, Mario Kart. You can't go wrong with that game
No, that's a
at
good
all.
game. Nope.
In Super Smash Bros.
Gotta have a Smash. Yep.
So, and now the PS4, you know, and the Final Fantasy 7 that you hooked me up with, it's just fantastic. Like I've been missing out. So I just haven't kept up with the gaming
Right.
per se.
Yeah. So when did you start doing your collecting? When did you get into that?
On the Star Wars?
Yeah.
Well, now I've always been a huge fan of Star Wars. As a kid, it was like I loved it. It was like a safety blanket for me too. It was just good. And I remember getting the figures as a kid, going to like Kmart, Shopko, Toys R Us, all them places, and I just loved these figures. You know, the 3 and 3/4 inch. Power of the Force was the series for me coming up. The original Kenner was already done past its time for me. And it was probably about now I want to say 2 years ago I got back into it.
Okay.
When I had my health issues come around, I just needed something to latch onto, and I just reverted back to this because it always made me feel good, right? So I just went at it,
Went in.
dived, you know, deep
And
dived
then
right
that's when
into
you
it.
started reading all the books and everything too, or were you
Yeah.
reading those kind of just all along?
No, I knew there was books growing up. Like I've read a few here and there, but I didn't realize like there was a whole lore, years of material behind it. So like YouTube, I ran across a couple of few YouTubers and I started following them. And then I got to learn, and then I started my Star Wars channel, and I just met a bunch of them, and they're all just great people, and they've been so helpful and making me learn and realize the books, because really it was just the toys for me. It was just
Yeah.
cool seeing them again and collecting them. And obviously as a collector, you know, people still they kept stuff in the original packaging all along. I came across some really good deals through the marketplace and people just looking to get rid of their collection.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive who you can find that will have stuff that you're just like, "Wow, I did not see that coming," you know? Let everyone know about your YouTube channel. You have your own Star Wars one.
I do. I do. I kind of took a break from it. Um, just because it wasn't fun for me anymore in a sense. Not that wasn't liking talking with people, because I still talk to a lot of them, but it became more, I don't know, it just wasn't fun. I started it to be fun and to meet friends and to build connections and relationships with people that felt the same way as I did, and which I did that. So like I feel like I achieved my goal to a point, but it's just Stevie B. If you type in Star Wars Stevie B, I'll come up. Uh, some great people on there that just I did some interviews, and a lot of awesome people. my hat's off to a lot of them. They're just great. Everyone was great.
And some of those interviews weren't just like random fans. They're like legit.
Oh
They're
yeah,
the legit Star Wars
yeah, they're the
creators.
hardcore. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Matt Wilkins, he's a big name. He was like original, like the number one first Star Wars YouTube channel. Great guy, phenomenal. Just a down to earth human being. Well, I had a blast talking with him. There's the Revanchist. He's like a Star Wars narrator. He's got a fantastic voice. He reads the stories and he's got sound effects and he puts a lot of time into it. Quinlan Voss, he's a young kid, 16, and he's just on point and just very creative and clever. Magneto Alex, another great guy. I had John Jackson Miller on, the writer. He wrote a lot of Star Wars comics, and I met him a few times. The Kenobi behind me. I'm a big fan of Obi-Wan. So back there, he signed my books. But yeah, it was a great time, man, and I enjoyed it. There's some people that I've talked to that I feel like they're because some people don't like to show their face, and I understand that. I respect that. It's cool. Zayzane, very knowledgeable person, does a lot of deep diving work, puts a lot of great things together for the fandom. I don't want to miss somebody's name. I feel like I'm making a speech, like I won an award right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
you
I
put me on
mean,
the
hey.
spot with that, man.
Well, hey, I think it's important that people take a look because that's good stuff. I watched a few of them too, and I think that's pretty neat that you were able to reach out to some people and they were willing to have that conversation. So it's kind of cool. As a collector, that's pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Very
had
very unique to the Star Wars collecting thing because I mean with Nintendo, like unless I reached out to like some of the creators of Nintendo or Sony or something like that, I don't really know who I would reach out to. You know what I mean? So
you just got to take a shot. Actually, I had a piece in my hand here. I'm going to set it down. But this is my favorite Star Wars book of all time. Maul Lockdown, and Joe Schreiber is the author. And this book I've read a lot, like 4 or 5 times already. It's just that good of a book. So I finally got a hardcover because Star Wars books, some of the hardcovers are very expensive. So I finally got a
that art
hardcover
is
copy.
awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Very cool. Now, does that tie into the movie with Darth Maul in it, or is that
It fits. It's before the Phantom Menace that this happens.
okay?
Years before. Yeah, it's really cool. It reminds me of like an 80s, 90s action movie where basically Maul's in a prison and he's fighting a lot of the galactic senators, and other people are betting on fights, so they pair him up
Oh,
and they
cool.
scrap. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it reminds me like a UFC. Yeah.
Oh,
But I
that's pretty gnarly.
reached out to Mr. Schreiber and he got back to me. He doesn't do interviews anymore, but we had a little conversation through email, so that was really cool. Like that meant a lot to me,
Yeah.
because he's a cool dude. He's kind of like a horror author when it comes to Star Wars. He's wrote a few others.
Okay.
Really good.
That's
But yeah,
awesome.
that's my favorite book.
Right on.
Yeah. Yep.
Very neat.
So yeah, you just got to take a chance. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try, right?
Right.
If you don't try, then you can't. What if this happened? I never thought John Jackson Miller would come on and talk to me, but he did.
Right.
And that was
No,
cool.
that's pretty cool though. Very
Yeah.
neat.
But
It's all part of the collecting gig,
yeah, well, I mean, look at behind
having
me,
those weird
man.
experiences. Yeah. There's lots of stuff back there too.
It's just incredible that when I came over, what you had in your room, it just immediately it was like nostalgia 101.
Brings you right back to
Yeah.
being a kid, right? I mean, yeah. I think my first actual system was an Atari 2600, which I think a lot of people, my age probably had.
Yeah.
But Nintendo had already been out, I think we just had it as a family system. We had it and I just played it forever. I never knew about any other systems. And then I remember getting a Sega Genesis for Christmas one year. I'm like, whoa, talk about a difference, right? You go
Oh,
from Atari to 16-bit Like that's
Night and
fun.
day.
Oh, crazy. And speaking of, like, I grabbed one of my pieces here. This is my favorite game of all time, Shinobi 3.
Oh,
I
dude.
played this forever. This is the one and only game that I just played and played and played, and it was so cool. And this is the first game I've ever beat
That
from
game was
start to
kind of
finish.
hard, dude.
Yeah. No, it was a tough game. I would always get to there's a level, I think it's like level 8, and you would jump from rock to rock, and you had to like make your way up, and the rocks kept falling obviously, and you had to keep jumping
Keep
and like get to
faster.
the
Yeah.
top. The worst level ever. After I beat that level, I like sat all night until I beat the game because I'm like, there's no way I want to do this again to get, because I would get there and I would die and die and die, and then I would just be done. So yeah, it was
That's cool,
dude,
man.
that game is
And
fantastic.
you didn't really have you couldn't save games back then.
No, no, you always had to start from the beginning.
You had to start all
Yeah,
over again.
if you lost all your lives, you were back at the beginning. But yeah, I think I might have been maybe 10. No, maybe. Yeah,
Okay.
probably close to 10 years old, I think, when I got that. So that was
You
pretty
got
cool.
you got it for Christmas, right? Sega?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe
so
so,
did
yeah.
so did I.
Yep.
I actually I wish I would have had I don't have any of my pictures. My mom has them all, but they have I've seen it, but they have me opening it up and like my face expression, like they shot the camera because we didn't have they didn't have cell phones back then with
No,
digital
right.
cameras. It was a click, wind the thing up, snap the shot,
You
make
didn't get
sure
your
the
picture
flash
for
is
another
on.
couple weeks when you went and got the film taken care of,
Yeah,
or developed. You're
but
like, "Shit, none of them turned out."
my hair's all crazy. My eye, look like half dollars, and it was yeah, man. But you're right. There was a night and day difference from Nintendo to Sega. Night
Oh,
and
man.
day.
Yeah. Yep.
And played that thing for hours.
Dude, that thing got, I mean, it got worked. I don't know how it ever
Oh, I know.
never stopped working because that thing was getting played a lot. Sleepovers, it was all night, you know?
All night, dude.
I mean, how many people can relate to this, right? Playing video games all night with your buddies, you know? Pizza, Mountain Dew, whatever it was,
Yep.
just
Wake
sleepover, man.
and then you wake up and you
Sleeping
don't
bags
you
everywhere.
yep, you just do it right you start right up until it's time to go home.
Yep. Oh, man. Yeah, there
Man,
was
yeah.
there was days, but yeah,
Yeah.
I've pretty much owned every system. I mean, obviously now I pretty much have everything except for Xbox. I don't really get into that much, but
So what made you get all crazy and just like because some of the pieces that you have there, man, they're not easy to get for one.
no.
Two, they're in fantastic condition.
Mhm.
And your setup is the bomb.
Yeah. No, so 2018, I wanna say, is when I started collecting. Um, I've been a gamer, like, my whole life, obviously, going back to my Sega days and stuff, but, um, I was over at my cousin's house, and, he's a really good friend of mine, um, family and friend, obviously, and he's like, "Hey, come here, you like playing video games, right?" I'm like, "Yeah. Come check this out. Come downstairs." Alright. Go down there, and he opens up the door to, like, his back room, and he's got, like, tons of video game stuff. I'm like, "Dude, I did not know that you did this. Like, what the hell? Why
Yeah.
are we not talking about this, or why are we not gaming or whatever?"
Are
He
you a
had,
new
like,
person?
tons of stuff. Yeah, I'm like, totally different. And, like, before that, always liked the guy, but, like, before that, we didn't really talk. It was just kinda like, okay, part of the family, just he married into the family, so, like, he married my cousin. And, but, like, after that, we became, like, best friends. It's like, "What the hell? This is insane."
You never know,
And
right?
right, and so he's like, "You should be collecting this stuff too." I'm like, "Dude, if I would have known about this, right? Like, when I had all this growing up, system after system after system, got rid of it all. You'd always trade it in for the next best thing, you know?
Yep. Well, that's how it goes. Because it
And
was
yeah,
expensive.
yeah. So that's what got me started, and it was awesome. So, like, you think my stuff is cool, you should see his. His
Well
makes mine look like Candyland.
well, you said it. Well, there's Mary just jumped. You see her back there?
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
just
Well, there
chilling
she
out.
goes. Almost knocked Luke over.
Oh, she got scared.
Well,
Scared of the force.
there's a fly, and she's a great fly catcher. Son of a bee. But you mentioned selling your stuff, right? Or like the same with me, dude. I had a lot of these toys already.
Yep.
Ninja Turtles,
Oh man, yeah.
Ghostbusters, dude. And you just get rid of it. You grow up and that magic fades away, right?
Yeah.
That your society makes it feel like you shouldn't be doing that,
Right.
right? You grow up, you chase girls, you get a job, whatever,
Yeah.
running around on
Then
your
you then
bikes
you
with
then
your
you sit on
buddies.
your recliner with a beer and wait for the wife to make you food so that way you can watch TV or football or whatever, which I like football, nothing wrong with that. But
No,
I don't waste away on a recliner
no, yeah,
waiting
well,
for my
right.
meals or anything like that, you know?
No, I like cooking. I think you
I do
like
too.
cooking as well.
I
Yeah,
enjoy it if
yeah.
I have a reason to do it, right? Like, I don't like to just cook just to do it, but
Well, yeah,
if
right.
I'm making a special something or whatever, then I like to get going with that, but
Get a little crazy with it.
yeah. It's funny that you mentioned Ninja Turtles, though. I have a buddy that collects Ninja Turtle stuff too. So,
Really?
like, it's kinda weird, like, a lot of my friends are all, like, involved in the collecting thing, you know? So
Yeah,
it's kinda cool. We'll go to, like, thrift shops and sales or whenever they have those big,
dude.
like,
I
flea market things. We're always out looking for each other
I
and
love those things. It's so much fun.
yeah. Yep.
It's a
I know
blast.
people that collect, like, antique toys, like the metal ones, um, bikes. I have a friend that does bikes, like, just a bunch everything.
That's what when it comes to collecting, there's just so many. You got so many options. It's weird. People collect soda cans.
Really?
Yeah, I
That's interesting.
one of the
Like,
guys that I
full
mentioned.
sodas, or are they,
No,
like
empty, but like
okay.
cans from like he's got a stack that's blow your mind. I never knew there was that many different types of soda.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
That is pretty
Or
insane.
coins, it's all the same. It all
Mhm.
means something. If somebody's got a reason, it makes them feel happy. They enjoy doing it. But it's like you mentioned them. I don't want to say closet collectors, but it's kind of what it is. You're not sure.
Some are. Some people are closet collectors. You never know unless they said it to you, you know?
Right.
I mean, I have my stuff displayed because I think it's cool to come in here and look. Like, right? When you came over, it's like, "Check this out." It's like, "Oh
Yeah,
my god," and then, like, the reaction you get when you see all this stuff on the wall, it's like, "Oh my god, that game. I remember that game when I was a kid. I remember that game when I was a kid." It's like,
dude.
you know, that's what it's about, is
It is.
the nostalgia, and it's cool to learn stuff too. Like, it's cool to learn about the history of Nintendo, the history of Atari, the history of all of it. You know, a good example is, I grabbed this piece too to show you.
Oh
So this
yeah.
game right here, right? You probably knew this was coming out.
Oh yeah.
Lethal Enforcers. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, this was a really hard piece to get, by the way. I on a whim stopped at this old lady's house who um posted video games for sale on Marketplace. And I stopped over there, and she had the game with a gun and the manual, but she didn't have the box or anything. And actually, I think there was 2 guns that came with it.
Okay.
Um, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, you know, how much you want for that?" "Oh, like $5, whatever." "Okay, cool, $5." And I did some research on it, and I went on eBay to find the box. It was hard to find that box for sure, like, there was only 1 posted, you know? I need that thing. And it was, like, the only one that came with the plastic inside that you could put the gun in and, you know, so everything fit in its spot.
Right.
So I grabbed that, and then I started researching the game, and that game is the reason that you have your ESRB labels on your games. So, like, the ratings.
Yep.
So, like,
Well,
um
it's kind of a violent game.
yeah, like those things right there.
Yep.
That's that is the reason that game is the reason all of those exist. Pretty much like the parental advisory thing, because it uses pictures of real people that you
You
shoot.
shoot. Right.
Yeah. So there was lots of court hearings and
Yeah, dude.
lots of nonsense, but
They did that with a lot, especially music, like Ozzy. His song "Suicide Solution"
mhm,
off the Blizzard of Oz album. He had to go to court for that because and that's how that whole the parental advisory and
Yeah.
and I get it to a point. I get it, right?
Yeah.
If we didn't have that, but
But for everything, there's a reason why or a reason behind it, and it's kinda cool to learn about all that stuff, you know? It's just
yeah.
kinda fun.
Now, I was gonna say you get custom cases made like a plastic outer
Yep,
shielding,
yep.
right? They really look good.
No, they're awesome, yeah, a lot of them fit, this one's a little bit off, but I mean, you basically the guy you said that, it'd be awesome just to, like, give the dude a shout out, but I don't
No,
have his card anymore. I haven't ordered from him in a really long time because I
sure.
have such a surplus of them, but, yeah, basically, you get the hard plastic case that fits Super Nintendo games, which also fit Nintendo 64 boxes, they're the same size.
Well, they're the same size. Yeah,
Yep, and then you get, like, obviously the different ones for the NES games, and no, it's cool, and if like, this one I had them, custom made, I'm just like, "Here, this is the game that I have, it's the big box version of it,"
give them the dimensions.
and he went and did it himself. He finds it
That's
and
cool, man.
makes it all. I don't know how he makes them. I don't know if that's a 3D printer thing or what that is, but
That 3D printer stuff that's some cool shit.
dude, that's pretty. Oh wait, actually, I show you this.
Yeah. Yeah, show it off,
One of
man. You
my
got
one of
some.
my one of my cross country kids has a 3D printer, and she's super smart. But
Look at that, dude.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, she did this.
That looks
Is that
good.
cool?
That is cool.
Isn't that awesome? She
That
just
is
like
cool.
came to practice one day. She's like, "Here, I was bored and I wanted to make you something, so I made you this." It says Mario Kart on the back.
That is awesome.
I don't know if you can read it or not, but
No, I can see it. Yeah, sure.
isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm totally displaying that.
So you mentioned like the history of things, and sometimes it makes you wonder. I was at one of them we'll say it's a collectorabilia event where a bunch of vendors, guys like you and I, regular people, or people that have stores, they can bring in their stuff, and it's like a flea market but for toys. I have a blast. It's insane what you see there. You
Mhm.
think of it, it's there, guarantee it. But as a kid, so I mentioned the Power of the Force action figures, which mostly is what's on my wall. I took a few down, but this here, try to get it up there, was my favorite as a kid. It's Luke Skywalker, green lightsaber, all in black, right?
Okay.
I loved that. This was my favorite toy to play with, and I loved Luke looking like this in the movies. So I'm going through bins because people got bins of these. They're all stacked in there. And I come across this one, and I was like, I did like one of these. My head went back, and I don't know if you could see it real well, but it's the same figure, but he's got a brown vest on, and his cloak is actually dark blue. I'm
Right
like,
on, man.
what in the hell is this, dude? I freaked out. I'm like, whoa, I never seen this before, ever, like ever. So I grabbed, it's in my stack of stuff I want. It was like $5 or something. So then afterwards, when we get back in the car, I'm starting to look it up. Well, apparently for a little bit of time, they made two versions of it. And this one's kind of hard to get. Like it's not out there. I
Right.
checked eBay because obviously everyone goes on eBay or what have you to look, and it was like
Yep.
$65.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
See, those are the things that makes collecting so fun, right? Going to a market, going to a sale, wherever, and just finding that piece that's like, wait a minute, this isn't normal,
Right.
you know? And then you pick it up and you realize it's like, okay, this is either valuable, financially valuable, or it's just really
Cool
unique
to
to
have.
have. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't really you kind of think of what you collect as an investment as well, right? And in
Mhm.
your mind at first it's not. You just want to have it. Like you said, you go in your room, you like to look around. I come down here at night a lot. I'll just look around and look at the stuff and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It means something to me.
Yep. Well, you put a lot of effort into collecting it all, right?
Yeah.
So that it's like almost like a shrine or a monument, really. Like you put time into getting that all together. So it's something that you've built.
Oh yeah.
It's not just a bunch of stuff on the wall. Either you built it, you've learned about it,
And I got to give
you
it
know.
a shout out to my family too. My mom and stepdad and my grandma and stuff has helped along the way. My wife, everyone, if somebody sees something or they're like, hey, they'll send me a picture of my aunt.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Everyone, and my mom's kind of a collector of her own. So she understands too, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, it's just
Oh, do I have? I don't have it up yet. I gotta build a frame for that because Steve's mom got me a collectible McDonald's Mario. Well, the toys from
yeah,
McDonald's.
the
Yeah,
Mario Kart display. Yeah.
yeah, the Mario Kart display. So she got me the whole display with all the toys on it, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I just gotta figure out how to frame it up
Frame,
and
right.
mount
Yeah,
it
it's
somewhere.
unfortunate it didn't come with a frame, but it's still cool as
Yeah,
hell.
I need
It
a
look
bigger room, a
I
bigger
know,
house with a bigger room. That's what
I
I need.
know.
I'm starting to get overwhelmed here.
Me
But
too.
no, it's a cool thing though that your wife supports you doing it though, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you're able to like have Star Wars stuff kind of around the house and
Yeah, she
kind of
doesn't mind
cool.
that the house is decorated. We've put a lot of puzzles together too. Like, she's a puzzle guru, and she likes doing it, so we've got some pretty good puzzles. Obviously, I can't show them all off, but a
Yeah,
lot of them are framed because they're beautiful.
right.
It's art.
Oh yeah, the art is fantastic without a doubt.
And really, if you think about it, that you put time into something, and then spend money gluing it and making it look nice and frame it. I mean, that's value too, really.
Yep. Yeah. No,
I just
and my wife is pretty supportive too, as far as I know. You know, um, one of my favorite pieces though is this one. Um, it's a little beat up actually, but this game, Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh,
I don't know if you
yeah.
can see it really.
Oh,
They
there you
actually
go.
made action figures of these as
Really?
well. Yeah, but it's a fun game for Super Nintendo. I think they make them for like some of the newer systems too, or the Game Boys and stuff. But this was one of my wife's favorite games when she was a kid. So,
That's
like,
cool.
she had it at home, and I'm like, "Well, cool." So, like, she actually plays it with me. She beats me every time. I don't know how. She takes the best character though. She gets first dibs, and like,
Well, she's a pro. She played it a lot.
that's true. It's true. So yeah, she's good at that game. But
That's an interesting one to be for a girl to be interested in.
yeah,
Mostly
it's
like Sonic or like the Rayman or
yeah,
them
something.
Crash Bandicoot,
Yeah,
something fun, goof. Mario, obviously, everyone loves Mario. You can't go
yeah.
wrong with Mario.
No, you can't go wrong with Mario. No doubt. But yeah, no. So that game's pretty fun to play. She
Yeah,
kicks
dude.
my ass.
There's so many. Gauntlet Legends. I remember playing that game. You mentioned about kids not really experiencing that like like we did, or that certain generation through time. Everything's online,
Like the
so
Oh yeah, like the coach co-op type of stuff where
yeah,
you're in one room with your buddies playing a game.
that's the best, dude. So
Yeah.
Gauntlet Legends, you could have 4 players, I gotta give it up to Nintendo. I was really on board with PlayStation for a long time, and I'm not dumping on any system or anything, but, like, Nintendo did a hell of a job with their co-op games, the funness of them all.
Yep.
They nailed it, really, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, they figured it out, man. But that's been Nintendo's they've been on top of it for a really long time, and they're not going anywhere ever, in my opinion.
No,
Never. If there's gonna be any any of the systems that survive,
Nintendo.
it Nintendo. It
Yeah,
it is by
100%.
far the one, you know?
And they knocked it out of the park with the Switch.
Yes, they did. I think they did. That is damn near a perfect console. It really
Yes.
is.
By the way, I wanted to tell you, I don't know if you know this or not, but they are remaking Super Mario RPG, and it's coming out on the Switch in November.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Don't they have one already?
No. Nope.
Wait, did I
Not
know
that I'm
that?
aware of.
I might have known that already.
Yeah, I seen that in a gamer magazine. Might have been one of the ones that I gave you, and I was like, "No kidding." So I went and Googled it, and yeah, November, Amazon.
I'll probably have to pre-order that one. Should
Physical
probably
copy.
take a look. Yeah, I'll probably have to take a look.
Yeah, I would.
Probably able to pre-order it now. A lot of times you got to do it a couple months in advance.
But the thrill,
For some reason, I knew that, I think, though. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
you probably did. Well, I mean, it's a lot.
There's so much stuff
You
that comes
collect,
in and out,
yeah.
I forget sometimes. And
Well,
I'm so
especially
into Diablo 4 right now that
it's consuming you.
everything yeah, it is. It is. I'm
Lilith is
actually
gonna
gonna
get you.
probably play tonight too.
Yeah, boy. Well, the limited run,
Yep.
that's a fantastic company, and I
No,
love
they're
what they
cool.
do.
They're cool.
I like
Yeah.
all the bonus, the cool stuff. I know you got some of the Star Wars games that you got came with little
Yep.
cards and an action figure. It's like, man,
Yeah, let's see. I can reach
the,
some of the cards
the
here.
box sets. That's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff, that obscure rareness,
Mhm.
cool shit that they add, man, makes it
Yeah,
all worthwhile.
they give out cards and stuff that
Yeah, look at that.
to
Like that's
some of the
cool.
games, you know?
Like you can't just go buy them at the store.
No, you can't. They got limited run on the back.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I will say I'm jealous of your room, sir.
No, it's cool. It's fun, you know? And I've never really been a big fan of all, like, the little knickknacks and stuff, but it's fun to have some things.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
the cards are really cool. Um, the pins are really neat, you know, I think they're pretty unique. Um, I got a couple actual decks of cards of Mario too, like playing cards, legitimate playing cards,
Look at
which
that.
are pretty neat. Like, this is, like, the old school, and this
Yeah,
is
that's the newer.
the newer version, but no, it's kinda fun, you know? Oh, this one. I showed you this already, you've seen this, but not everybody else has.
Oh yeah.
1989 puzzle, since
Look
you're
at
talking
that.
about puzzles.
Yep.
Look, it's still got the original price on it,
Yep.
$1.79.
That's crazy,
$1.79 for
dude.
a puzzle, man. Can you believe that?
Not today.
No, you go to GameStop to buy a puzzle now, it's like 15 bucks, 20 bucks, whatever.
Yeah. I had a couple other pieces here. Well, this here, the lightsaber. Luke's original Power of the Force.
Yep, that one's cool.
I don't have batteries in it, but still in the box. I met a gentleman online. He was getting rid of his. He actually worked at a toy store, a KB Toys, and he collected. I don't think the sticker's on this, but he collected all the stuff as it came out. So the Millennium Falcon, the TIE Fighter, the ATST, and a lot of the figures. Well, he was just tired. It was in his basement, packed away. Sometimes, like you said, you come across amazing deals. I
Mhm.
got a phenomenal deal on, and everything still had the box, and that's a big deal as a collector. Like you said, we talked about,
Yep.
the box makes it all worthwhile,
Right.
right? So I was really excited for that because some of these pieces I didn't have as a kid because it was expensive back then.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
it
Well,
was.
I mean, $4.99, $6.99. I can see on the wall here on some of them. I mean, but back then that was a lot of money.
Right. Well, we discussed this once, but back in, we'll say, the 80s, early 90s, if you wanted a Nintendo game, it still cost $50 to $60 to buy a regular Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Just the game. So, like, when people complain about video game prices right now, when you think about it,
Well, it's
they have stayed the same price
yeah,
forever. They've
truly.
never changed, you know?
Maybe it went up a little bit, couple
Well,
bucks.
I wouldn't, well, I mean, from like 50 to 60 bucks, but when you take inflation and all that other good jazz, that they really didn't go up that much.
Well, you take this into account too. A lot of people say, well, I started this job, I was making $9 an hour. Now you're making 18 or 20. Really, it's the same. It's all the same. Everything else just went up. So
Yeah.
of course I'm making 20 bucks, we'll say,
Yeah.
but everything else is more. So I'm really still making the 9 you started with.
Right.
The inflation and life. It's just life.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just
That's what
funny
the
when you
cost
hear
of living
people say that.
adjustments go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have one story. I gotta tell this story, okay? I gotta
Yeah. I
show you
want to hear
this.
it. I want to hear it.
So I'm a big Chuck Liddell fan. So I got this here signed. It's got the certificate here. I ordered this. Well, I won it off an auction, really. And it was during Christmas time, and we get snow here. I just love this whole picture. It's just fantastic, beautiful. And it was winter, it was snowing, and it said the package was delivered. So I run out to the mailbox, and I'm super pumped for this. Nothing. What the hell? I go back in, check my phone again. Nothing. Look at nothing. I'm freaking out. I'm like, this is crazy. I go outside and I start shoveling off my porch. And then all of a sudden I fling something and I see it go. Here it was on my porch, but it was in a white envelope. Like a white cardboard envelope, right? There was no way I would have seen that in the snow, dude. And I almost shoveled that off and would have been lost. Like
Yeah,
there,
you
you
would have
know,
found it in the spring.
yeah, all. Well, obviously, probably beat to shit.
Here, I thought you were gonna say Chuck Liddell came out of the snowbank and like gave it to you or
Handed to
something.
you, hit me with a right hook. Boom.
That would have been like one of those cheesy like Skittles commercials or something like
Yeah.
that, where they just like kind of like peek out of like the bush or something and give you
Well,
Skittles or something.
he did do a commercial for I think Die Hard batteries, and it was just funny, like this big wrecking ball, and he hits it with his head. It was funny, man. Good old Chuck, man, the Iceman. But yeah, that was just it was a moment like I was in panic because it's like it's supposed to be here, it's snowing out, I shovel it, and there it goes, and then they put it in a white envelope. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not that bad because I think you only get brown and white envelopes, so I guess it was a 50-50 chance.
I guess it was just the bad timing of the year. The
Yeah.
wrong season for that for me.
Yeah.
Mary's going crazy by my feet.
Yeah. Is there a fly down there?
Yeah, I think she got it. She got something.
She's an animal.
She's good. I wasn't kidding. Yeah. I love collecting, man. I'm glad that we talked about this a little bit. We can
Yeah.
I mean,
What's one of your best hauls that you've gotten? Like you went somewhere and
shit.
it was worth every minute of going there.
Besides the deal I got, well, I found the deal online with the gentleman with a lot of the Power of the Force stuff, but it had to be Goodwill. They had probably 40 Star Wars books. Somebody just dumped their collection there.
Okay.
All in great shape.
Wow.
And the next day they were going to have half off of their book prices. So I went there immediately and I got $1, $2,
Whoa.
50 cents. Yeah,
Very nice.
it was a stellar deal, and I didn't have any of the books. It got me started. Really, it was it was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
That's fantastic.
That one sticks out in my mind the most.
Yeah, I had one. So, my buddy Kevin and I, okay, the one that got me started on this, he found a guy that was he was moving away. He was in a hurry. Don't know what he had to move away for, but he had a lot of video game stuff,
Needed
right?
some money.
And yeah, that's pretty much what it was. And we went there to look at it, and tons of stuff. And we're like, well, how much do you want to spend on this stuff? We're like, well, we'll give you $1,000, so $500 a piece.
Yep.
Which sounds like a lot, but the guy accepted, and we went home with totes and totes full of stuff.
Dude.
So we went downstairs and we're like, how are we going to split this stuff up? And this was so fun. This is one of the funnest nights I've ever had in my life. 2 adults, okay, we're like 35 and he's a couple years older than I am. Literally sitting in his basement with games and consoles and just stuff all over the place, scattered.
Dude.
And we literally had like a fantasy football type draft. We're like, all right, since he found the guy, he got like a finder's fee, so he got first dibs, and then he got a second pull. Okay, so he had like 2 in a row, and then it was like back and forth, 1-1-1. Value didn't mean anything. It's all about what do you want, and
right.
We picked for hours just back and forth. Dude, it was so fun.
Oh man.
It was fun, and it was worth every single penny, and you might do this too, but so like if I go to a garage sale now, because I have a lot of stuff that I wanted when I started collecting.
Sure.
I still have a lot of stuff that I would like to get, but just haven't had the time to find it, get it, or whatever. The dogs are going crazy again. But you'll find a bunch of stuff at a garage sale, let's say, and a lot of it you don't want or need. So you take it, you take the stuff that you wanted,
Right.
and then you just sell all the other stuff, right? And
Well, right.
whatever. You can usually get stuff for a pretty good deal at a garage sale.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that I've had, either duplicates of or stuff that I didn't really want that I pulled what I needed, you sell the rest of it and it kind of funds your collection, you know? So like
That's the
for
way it
as
should
much
be.
as yeah, exactly. So you look at everything behind, that I have, it's like it's valuable, but I didn't really overall spend a lot of money on it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? With the stuff that I've sold and stuff that I've traded for and just all that stuff, you
I
know?
love that. I love that when I brought a tote. It's kind of a pain, because when I went to one of these events, I brought a tote, well, a backpack, we'll say, with extra figures that I had to try to wheel and deal because everybody likes to wheel and deal.
Yeah.
And I've traded. I love that. That's right. I love trading. It makes it fun, but it's hard unless you go to one of them kind of events where there's other people around,
Yeah.
right? Because
And,
they're excited to look at your stuff too.
right, exactly. No, my buddy and I were like pretty much have said that a few times. There's a few events that are around. Some I think there's a big one in Chicago that I think he has gone to a couple times now, but we're like we should get a table.
Yeah,
And even if we don't sell anything, just to like spend the money on the table to have it and then we can take turns and going for walks and see what else is out there. It's a free ticket in and we can just have some fun, maybe sell some stuff, maybe trade some stuff and get some different pieces from who knows where.
that's a good idea, bro.
It would be
Um,
fun to do.
there's a gentleman I know. His name is Man Cave Dave,
Mhm.
and he's local per se, but he puts on a big event like that, and he has all sorts of vendors come. That'd be something next time he does that. Maybe we should get in touch and
Where does he do that at?
up north, actually in Escanaba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was Baycon Strikes Back was the last event he just had, and I mean it was Star Wars related. Like he had a lot of the 501st, like stormtroopers showed up, Darth Vader, Jedi.
Oh,
It was
cool.
great, but they had just like that. People brought tables
Yeah,
and whatever collectible stuff they wanted to try to wheel and deal and sell. It was free game.
that's pretty cool. No, that's fun. That's a good way to find unique items that you don't have that you're looking for though, right? Because someone's probably got one somewhere,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, yeah. I found a great comic selection of a lot of old Star Wars comics, and it was a good time, man. And he's a good guy, and absolutely,
Yeah,
he's a collector too. He loves it, so he loves all aspects of it. So that's cool
yeah.
too.
And he's not just one thing, he's
No, right?
grabbing everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
that
because I mean, I do not only do I do video games, I have, Pokemon cards, and I have a ton of Hot Wheels, which my son is more of the Hot Wheels. He's kind of the one that had all the Hot Wheels and stuff, but then I just kinda started rolling with it.
rolling with it.
I still have some, you can't see any in my picture, but, um, I got some pretty heavy metal Hot Wheels of the
Yeah, you do.
Mario
Yeah,
Mario
you do.
stuff, so which are pretty cool. I think those are from 2015 maybe,
Yeah,
but, if
yeah.
it's video game related, I'll keep the Hot Wheels up, but otherwise, if everything else is it's in totes right now.
Right. Yeah. Well, I had to show off the Chuck picture because I collect a lot of the fight posters that when he used
Mhm.
to fight, and I have a pair of his trunks. And but yeah, it's
That's
not
cool.
just yeah. I mean, we're collectors, but Star Wars is kind of like the main key for me,
Yep,
just like games is for you.
yep. No,
Oh
man,
yeah,
it's
man.
fun. It's a hobby, and we kinda talked about hobbies before too, and everyone should have one. I'm telling you,
I agree.
it's something that can keep you from going nuts, in my
Yeah,
opinion, right?
yeah. Yeah. It
I
helps
don't
the
care if
mind.
it's collecting buttons, but
It helps the mind. It's fun. Gives you enjoyment.
yeah,
Gives you meet different people.
you do.
You
The
know what I'm saying?
conversations you can drum up from anything,
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter what it is, you know?
Yep.
That's the
Yep.
cool thing. You can go to any garage sale, any yard sale, anywhere, and you walk up there. It doesn't matter if they have it or not. Hey, do you have any video game stuff? No, I don't. But then they'll immediately go into a story about when they were a kid or when they, their son had stuff or whatever it is.
Yep.
And it instantly brings nostalgia back to them, you know? And it's just amazing that they connect through it, even if they don't have something that you're looking for.
Well, it's the memories, right? It
Yeah.
brings you back to a time when, and then a story,
Yep.
and just the whole thing just explodes, and it's just great.
Yeah. No, that's part of the fun,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything particular that you're waiting for or in the market for?
Yeah, I need a box and manual for this.
Okay.
They're expensive though.
Well, if
I could
anybody's
go
out
on
there,
I could go on
drop a
eBay
comment.
and find one, but I really haven't found one that's in good condition. So, I'm looking. But little by little, I don't when I first started, I went crazy with it. I just got
Well,
this,
yeah.
got this, and it was like every day I had stuff coming in the mail. I was, summertime, it's like garage sale, garage sale. I gotta take the day off because I gotta go garage
Go ahead.
sailing. I felt like an
Yeah.
old lady, just like getting out there. It's like going from place to place, and it's like, holy man, but you find a
Especially,
lot of stuff, and I had
yeah.
boxes and boxes, then you gotta go through it all, and then you gotta clean it all, and then you have to make sure it all works. It
It was
was time consuming, but
it was enjoyable.
starting collecting is the hard part, I think.
Yeah.
Now that I have a healthy collection, I have a lot of pieces that I want. Now I can be a little bit more stingy with what I want.
Particular.
Yeah,
That's
and
kind of how
find the
I'm
things.
starting to be with figures. I just want certain ones.
Right.
Very, that's plus it'll save on money. But like you said, you got a good collection, you got a good base. It's good. The hardest thing is getting started. But once you find them, there's always somebody out there that might be tired of moving stuff around or they need some cash. I mean,
Yep.
it's a real factor in it. You just got to wait for the right opportunity.
Yeah, being patient is a hard part too.
It
Oh,
is.
man, girls.
That is true. But yeah, I'm curious. We're curious to know what if you guys collect anything, let us know.
Yeah, if you
Doesn't
collect
matter really.
anything. Who's your favorite Star Wars character? Who's your, what's one of your favorite games as a kid, or what are you playing now? I want to hear.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting.
absolutely. And for you Spotify listeners, check us out on YouTube because you can see some of what Derek has behind him there. It's just phenomenal. I'll bring you right back. If you're a gamer, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
And if you're a Star Wars fan, you're gonna want to light up your lightsaber.
Yeah. Right on.
That's right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat of us talking about collecting. There'll be more to come because honestly, we have way more stories than this that we could tell you.
Oh
guys,
yeah, there's
for
plenty.
sure.
We could do this for days.
Yeah. Yes, we could. Actually, we talked for hours. I think that one day when we got together and
We
just
did.
looking
Yeah,
at
it was a
stuff.
long
Yeah,
time.
it was, man. It was a blast.
Yeah, your daughter was with you. I think she just got bored playing with the dogs. She wanted to go.
Yeah. She's like, come on now. Now I want to be the parent. You're the kid.
Yeah. Yeah, right, exactly. It's like, these are my toys. Let me play.
But yeah, thanks everyone for listening, watching. Hit that like button. Share with your friends.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Subscribe.
We're having a blast, man.
Leave comments. Yeah. Let's get some interaction.
It's what we want. It's what we're looking for. All right. I don't know
Indeed.
why I'm talking like this now, but all right.
Kudos if you can go through a whole episode doing that.
No, I don't think I could.
I don't think I could either. I'd screw it up.
But all right, there you have it. And until
See you next time.
be easy. Later.